starting by saying a name, and that name is Neil Armstrong. Now you think over it. Based on this name, how many questions you can make? I am making some general questions. So my question number 1 is, who is Neil Armstrong? The answer is, he was an astronaut. Number 2 question is, how he is different from other astronauts? So the answer is, he was the first person to walk on moon. Then number 3 question is, when? The answer is on 20th July 1969. Then number 4 general question is, how? The name of the spaceship was Lunar Module Eagle. So like this, if you ask questions, your conversation will expand. It can go on and go on. But we have got lots of ground to cover. So let's start it. Hello, I am Nandini Das, academician, author. Today's topic is ask questions and 3 patterns. As all of you know that communication is the first and foremost skill to have a good career or to be sociable. Besides public speaking and active listening, asking right questions is one of the important part of communication. But people communicate with some questions like direct questions and follow-up questions. Direct questions like, if I am asking where are you going, you will say that I am going to the playground. The follow-up questions might be what you are playing, when you will be back, how many students are going there, etc., etc. But without asking follow-up questions, you can have your direct questions too. These questions arises out of your curiosity. Now the most important thing what to keep in mind that those curiosity based questions, whether they are worthy or not. So to have a worthy question, what you need to do, you need to follow these 3 patterns. So pattern number 1 is, frame your question in such a manner that when you ask the question and get the answer, that answer will provide you some information, some knowledge that you didn't know before. Right? For instance, if you will ask somebody what is going on, many people they got 2 jabs, yet they are infected by the epidemic. If the person who is answering have some idea or knowledge, will say that yeah, that's true, but according to experts, those who have taken some doses, they might need to take a 3rd booster dose, and that will help them. So now you ask the question and you got some answer you didn't know before. Then number 2 pattern is, make the layers of question and answers. Suppose I'll say that Grand Slam. Now the first question can be, Grand Slam is associated with which sport? The answer is tennis. Number 2 question is, what is a Grand Slam? The answer is to win 4 championships in 1 calendar year is Grand Slam. After that, so many questions comes up and answers will open up like you are opening the layers of onion. So you can ask the question like, Grand Slam is for whom, singles or doubles, for male players or female players, when it started, etc., etc. But what is wise to ask that, you should keep in mind how many layers questions to ask whom. Suppose you are asking a layman, you should be there after first or second layers. But if you are asking an expert, then you can ask questions layer after layer, and the answers will come to you layer after layer. You will get more knowledge. So you should keep in mind that. Then number 3 pattern is ask thoughtful questions. Generally people think that if you are a journalist, if you are a researcher, if you are an innovator, then that is your job to ask questions. But in reality, in your day-to-day life, to survive, to thrive, you need to ask many questions. But that question should be when you are asking, whom you are asking, where you are asking, why you are asking, and how you are asking. Everything, it includes everything. Your tonality, whether you are that much, it is a professional question or personal question, whether you are that close to that person you should ask or not, whether the time is appropriate or not, all those things called thoughtful questions. You should keep in mind, you think about it, then you ask it. Now, when you know the 3 patterns, now you ask yourself whether people ask this kind of follow these patterns and questions. Most of the time, the answer is no. I will give you 2 illustrations that will make clear for you what is a worthy question, what is a mindless question. So, in the first illustration is, no matter whether you are an interviewee or interviewer, when the question is asked, why should we hire you? That is a logical question. It has some meaning. That means what contribution you are giving to our organization, or whether you are fit to our requirements or not. So that is the right question, right? But in another illustration, I am telling you, sometimes interviewers, they ask mindless questions by invading personal life of the interviewee, in which they have nothing to do with that. They ask about relationships, they ask so many things. All those questions are invalid, emotionally embarrassing, and those questions are unprofessional. Yet they ask those questions, those mindless questions. These are wrong questions. Now you know that what is wrong question, what is right question, and the patterns, how to form your questions. But there is another thing. Anything you are applying outside, first of all you should practice that inside you. When inside you practice that, then you can apply that outside. So the inside patterns, first of all you should ask yourself the question. Number 1 is what I'm asking, number 2 is whom I'm asking, and number 3 pattern is, internal pattern is, why I'm asking, and or when, where, how, whom, all those things will come with that. When you practice that internally, after some time what happens, it will become your second nature. Then when you will ask outside questions, you will ask right questions, not wrong questions. So now let's have a quick recap of our patterns of questions. Number 1 is frame the question in such a manner that the answer will give you some knowledge and information you didn't know before. Then number 2 is be careful, be mindful about the layers of question and answers. whom you are asking. Number 3 is be mindful about your courtesy, about your common sense when you are asking something. Right? Now you know about what questions you should ask, the patterns, how to practice it, and I also give examples where you should ask, what you shouldn't ask, like that. Now, if you want to add something more, or if you have a different opinion, please write down it in the comment box. Like, share and subscribe my channel. See you next time. But before that, in the meantime, you should practice asking right questions, not wrong questions. Your all curiosity based questions are not right, they might be wrong. So you practice it. Be a good communicator. See you next time. Till then, bye bye.